BlackSky.
Greetings. My name is Dmytro Antoniuk, and I am part of BlackSky team. And this is the digest of our articles for the past week. Um, I'd like to start with the continuation of our investigation that is concerned of Mitchell Group, one of the biggest companies, coal companies in Russia, and its owner Igor Zuzin. So this particular article is about this poorest oligarch, and this is our editorial material. So this piece tells the story of Igor Zuzin, the owner of company Mitchell, and how he built a large coal and steel business in Russia. It explains that he started in the coal industry and later expanded by buying many factories and mines, creating a big industry company. Mitchell grew very fast in the 2000s, but most of its growth was based on loans and borrowed money. After the 2008 financial crisis, prices for coal and steel fell, and the company started to have serious financial problems because it had too much debt. And further on, this investigation outlines how Mitchell has remained under pressure for years, forced to sell assets, restructure loans, and survive repeated interventions by creditors and the state. It also notes that sanctions, global crisis, and Russia's economic isolation after 2022 deepened the company's instability. And in this investigation, we have also an information about how Putin also created very big tensions within Mitchell. And in the end, the text contrasts Zuzin's quiet and modest public image with claims that he still controls large hidden assets and offshore money, while the people who work on Mitchell Company in Siberia, namely, they almost starve now. Our investigation suggests that although Zuzin is called the poorest oligarch, his real financial situation may be more complicated, so to say. So this is the continuation of our investigation about Mitchell, the coal company, and its owner, and now the rest of our materials, and we will continue with the piece about Gerhard Schröder. This is called Putin's Man, Gerhard Schröder and his ties to Russia. This is again our editorial. Russian President Vladimir Putin recently suggested former German Chancellor Gerhard Schröder as Europe's negotiator in talks with Russia. The idea was quickly rejected, though, by the European Union, Germany, and Ukraine. Experts say Ukraine's opinion is especially important because no negotiations can happen without its support. This material explains the long friendship between Putin and Schroeder. They become close in the early 2000s and often spend time together privately. I also like to remind you that Putin speaks very well German. Putin even helped Schroeder adopt 2 children from Russia. Because of his closer relationship with Moscow, German media sometimes called Schroeder Russian German. After Russia annexed Crimea in 2014 and later invaded parts of Ukraine, Schroeder was heavily criticized for continuing to support ties with Russia and refusing to clearly condemn Putin. No other previous German chancellor did anything like that. This material also focuses on Schroeder's business connections with Russian energy companies. As German chancellor, he strongly supported the Nord Stream gas pipeline project. After leaving politics, he worked for Russian energy companies connected to the Nord Stream project and Rosneft, earning large salaries, and he still does. Today, Schroeder is 82 years old and has health problems, so experts think it is unlikely that he will play an important political role again. The next one, it's about the Russian economy, and it is called "Oil is No Savior. Neither businesses nor the public have faith in the Russian economy." This article describes how Russia's economy is facing serious difficulties in 2026. Although global tensions in the Middle East pushed oil prices up, this did not bring the expected financial benefit. As a result, state revenues from oil and gas remain lower than planned, and the budget deficit continues to grow. The government explains this situation as a planned cooling of the economy, but the overall outlook remains very weak. This piece highlights that high interest rates are creating major problems for companies in Russia. Loans are very expensive, so businesses are reducing investments and struggling to survive. The coal and steel industries are especially affected, with many companies reporting losses, closing factories, or cutting production. Small and medium-sized businesses are also suffering because of higher taxes, failing demand, and expensive credit. This text describes growing pessimism among ordinary Russians. People are spending less money and focusing mainly on food and medicine. Many prefer saving money instead of investing it in bank or the economy. According to this particular article, both businesses and the public no longer fully trust the government's economic plans. The next one is about Polish-Ukrainian cooperation in weapon production. The name of this piece is Polish-Ukrainian Defense Cooperation: How Warsaw is Building a New Security Hub in Europe. This is done by Svitlana Myalik. The article is about how Poland is rapidly expanding its defense industry and aiming to become a key security hub in Europe. Large investments and international partnerships are helping Warsaw increase production of drones, ammunition, and armored vehicles. The Defense 24 Days 2026 forum, which just was held in Warsaw, highlighted Poland's ambition to play a stronger role in European defense, which is no wonder because after Ukraine, the borders with Russia has Poland and Baltic states. In addition, the author notes that Polish-Ukrainian cooperation is moving from arms supplies to joint production. Both sides are developing shared projects, especially in drone technology, while Ukraine continues to stress its urgent need for air defense systems and ammunition, calling for faster delivery procedures. This piece also highlights Poland's efforts to scale up production through state support of industrial expansion. Companies are increasing output and working at full capacity to meet demand. One of the strongest examples of cooperation is WB Group, Polish company, which has been operating in Ukraine and investing in local drone production for years already. The next one, it's about corruption in Ukraine, which is done by Yulia Derdyuk, and it is called the Dynasty Project. Will the 460 million hryvnia scheme spark change? This text reports on a major corruption case in Ukraine involving the alleged laundering of over 460 million hryvnias in the construction of the Dynasty residential project near Kiev. Former head of the president's office, Andriy Yermak, has been formally charged and placed in pre-trial detention with the option of bail, while investigators from NABU and SAP continue to develop the case under the broader Midas investigation. At the same time, Yulia explains that the investigation has uncovered complex financial schemes, including fictitious contracts and hidden cash flows linked to construction projects and other state-related enterprises. Several individuals connected to politics and business are mentioned in connection with the case, and investigators have collected extensive audio and video material. However, this piece also stresses that the political impact may be limited. According to expert opinions cited in the text, such high-profile cases in Ukraine often create media attention, but rarely lead to immediate system change, and public reaction tends to be temporary and emotional. Let's move to another one. And for today, this will be the last. And it is done again by Svitlana Myalik. And this is again the continuation of a number of her materials concerning the possible elections in Ukraine. This one is called Ukraine, the Election Dilemma. The article discusses whether Ukraine can remain a democratic country without holding regular elections during the ongoing war with Russia. It explains that the last nationwide elections took place back in 2020, and since then, new elections have been delayed because of martial law and security risks. It highlights that Ukraine's constitution allows state institutions to continue working during martial law, so the parliament and government are still considered legitimate. At the same time, Russia uses the absence of elections as part of its propaganda, trying to question the legitimacy of Ukrainian leadership. Svitlana also shows the practical problems of organizing elections during the war. These include millions of displaced citizens, occupied territories, damaged voter lists, and the risk of Russian interference. Because of this, holding elections now could be unsafe and unfair. And in the end, this article explains that Ukrainian society is divided. Some people see elections as a way to solve political problems, while the others believe that security and victory in the war must come first. So this was all for today's digest. Again, my name is Dmytro Antoniuk. I am from Kiev, and I am part of BlackSky team. Please stay tuned and read our articles and watch our videos on our YouTube channel. Bye-bye.